I'm taking a look at the four currency pairs that come with the original platform, and I'm running the 15-minute chart, and the British pound is the leader on the leaderboard here for the breakout. Go to the 1 hour. You're just banging through the high of the day right now, banging through the high of the week right now. And on the 4 hour of the Swiss, you're just kind of breaking out of this. Last night there was a double bottom here to buy, and the current buy is here for a pending limit. And the current buy on this, if you put a gun to my head, I'm saying get back in here on this little doji with a buy limit, maybe back in fair value. So if the euro goes slamming up, if the euro goes up here and makes another lunge at the top of this channel, then and comes back into this triangle, market tendency to revisit these triangles and these key lapsy loop points here. And this is a 20 pip grid I'm running, so I'm gonna risk more now. I'm gonna swing trade it. This is the 4 hour swing trade. As I'm gonna buy as the market compresses back into this triple top. And a lot of these orders are just going to be really deep today. And I'm going to be putting in some super deep orders on these currency pairs. Now, if you don't want to sell, which I'm not a bear, I think I've not in denial, I'm a bull. So I'm only looking to buy. And I'm only looking for the setups to buy on each pair. So this way, 4 currency pairs, I got more trades per week. I'm going to quadruple my money, right? If I know how to trade, presupposing, right? So now I'm just going to keep this to the scripts I wrote. Another thing about that is on this demo, if you keep track of these scripts you wrote, you'll know what you did wrong. And this is also in a way, this is your trade journal. Because it's really how dumb were you, you know, or how, of course, here was the entry here on the 5 minute, but I don't have a 5 minute, like when that turned black right there in the middle of all that white, and look at this, so the sell's working, right? So I put the sell in here, and I put the buy in here, and I'm long the euro, but look how they came up, they still haven't resolved this triangle, so the Swiss is up in the profits. Now, right now, I could take off everything I'm in. Oh, yeah. Well, they keep doing that to me. I can't see my account now. Yeah, gotta love that. Yeah, I want to show you I guess they want to sell me stuff. I don't know. What do you want from a demo? But I put the word trend in here in the script. So I added that to the comment line so I can tell which one of these are designed. Now this is the scalp, and that's why it's the only one flashing with a potential profit right now. And just to show you how the market doesn't give you the amount of pips you want when you want it, and this is the whole discipline of the volatility breakout system as opposed to the limit order system, which is very aggressive and very structurally sound. This is more of a, you know, anything, this is like you're just letting it happen, you know, less control freak style, I think. But I can see where I want to put the trades in now on this, and let's see now, is it making any money here? I guess not. Okay, this is supposed to be a, now I made these scalp orientated out of the box on the 6 hours, so they've been sitting there. I might have just dropped them, or they might last for another 6 hours. And that's another thing. I guess you know, if you don't want to overtrade it, set all these orders to expire pretty soon. So I have no standing orders here. And if I was going to sell that, if I'm still bearish the dollar, I would probably put a sell in now on this yen. So I'll put 2 sell stops in there. So as it's marching up on the whites, and this is only the 5-minute, but still, if you write these tight enough, it applies. This is black. I have to put a buy stop. So I'm counter trend trading. In other words, I'm trend trading this. If it goes up, it confirms, but I don't have a sell plan here, so I never drop. I don't think I dropped a doji on there. Now this is a good doji trade here because anything could happen at this point. Now that we're at the center, we just have a white turning white here now, a baby white candle. Inside day, like you hear people talk about the inside bars. Well, there's a lot more on the 5-minute chart. So if you're going to trade the inside bar, well, so we'll go with 15, right? You want to be too. You don't want to go too crazy. So put up a 20 pip grid, and you're sitting now with 15-minute charts. And the only criteria for you to drop an order is when it's white, you're putting in sell stops, and when it's black, you're putting in buy stops. So you're really counter trend, in a sense, trading it. So I should be short here. I should have sell stops in here because as soon as this thing cuts through the white, I'll be short. But I'm long the pound. So I guess I have a hedge, and we're about to cash out of the pound. And then just take this down to, you know, now you want to just look at, well, what's pip-wise, we could go up about 60 pips. And we could go down here if you queue all the pips across the board, you figure what's your risk, how many pips you want to risk. And here, if I had limits running, after they stop me out of the long side of this trade, these are all my stops, all these SLs. And I don't think I've even got filled on these orders yet. So these could just still be buy stops. I just have to stretch that out, or just, you know, just go to the 1-minute chart. Now, if you go to the 1-minute chart, it's, you know, a whole different world, right? And if 1-minute chart, you know, forget it, right? You're living on the 1-minute chart. You can't, you got to do what, you got to think like a 1-minute trader, right? Which may be a bit much for people, but look how easy this trade, or go, you know, even the 5-minute, you've got 2 blacks, 2 insides. You know, I mean, who's not trading the 5-minute chart? Come on, at this time of day, you'd be nuts. So buy stops here. I got 2 blacks, and I guess it's like a poker game, right? I got 2 jacks. I got 2. This one I'm still short, and I put the doji in there because I'm not sure. Of course, I don't have a doji signal on the 5-minute now, but of course the half hour I have 1 black. I should be putting buy stops in, but I have too much volatility. In other words, the filter here is that you have too much volatility to qualify. You're waiting for these baby ones, right? You can't put your orders unless you're under 20 pips. So I had to broaden everything out. This is actually 15. This is like 18 pips, right? Here's 18 pips. So if you're risking 18 pips to make, right, you made 20, 30, 40, 50. If you let that trail, let that go up, you can make these bars bigger. I made these kind of, I think they're number 2 size. But I try to create a binary platform for people that don't want to hem and haw about these trades, right? They're like, well, you know what? The rules say small black, put in the buy stop, and small white, put in the sell. So these small whites, anything small, right? Because everything's a tight stop. Here's a baby small white. You know, killer trade. The smaller the candle or bar, the heavier the script. Now, if you set up a hotkey for the scalps script that you launch here, wow, you're cleaning up. It was a 5-minute chart, but these are definitely worthwhile trades. And this is smooth. This is Heikinashi wickless, and it's black and white. Now, it's not something you can trade through all market phases. It really demands to have the smaller the bar, the better. And if I turn off all these orders, you can see maybe the grid better here. I got too many orders in this, but there's 20 pips. And so in the real world, it's heavily scaled. You know, I just can't imagine not scaling in and out of these things. I could take this off the table right now, this profit, and I have a script that I haven't been able to get running where it just takes supposedly off just this. It just clears off these orders. And when you're trading multiple pairs like this, I guess you want to do that in a way. Okay, the euro, I'm getting filled on the top side now. I guess looking at the fact it's caught in this narrow range, so the doji scripts would run here and the buys. Of course, anything, you know, all these, you just drop everything, you throw the kitchen sink in when the market is in under 20 pip zone, right? If that's your threshold for pain pip-wise and maybe it's dollar-wise, then that's going to be your entry window, and you would just set your grid at 20 and figure, okay, that you're looking at about, what, 10, so that's 200 pips, and it could go either way. And you know, this is certainly the trade of the day. 5-minute chart, pound came down seriously like 80 pips, right? 80 pips down? Oh my God, like who's not running a trailing buy stop on that and just going to sleep over it? I'm sorry, it's 10 pip handles. So, but it's still, come on, that's 40 pips, right? On a 5-minute chart. So, I mean, crazy, right? At the 15, you're under 20, you're under 10 pips, right? So this is 10 pips. You don't usually see that. Of course, you do on the, you know, you're spending very quiet market here. But the spread, unfortunately, is 3 pips, so you're going to get a little burn there. But, so yeah, the British pound's winning, and this guy's losing, but I think I want to just close all profits, because it looks like it's churning now. And I'm still left long this loser here. So I got out of the Swiss francs that I sold up there, and now I got a buy stop above, so I'm ready to just go the other way, the drop of a hat. And because it's black and it's on the 5-minute and it's melting down, I would put say a buy stop above, another one. So as that's coming down, I'm locking in. I'm just going to ratchet in on the, if there's a backlash. And if for some reason it goes the other way. And it's kind of a strange way to trade, because they could trap me. Because they could come up to here and they're like, yeah, no kidding, but that's where we want to reload on the short side. But maybe your buy stops only last for 15 minutes. So every 15 minutes, you're just putting in one order. I just put in a massive amount here just to show you I would scale in as it went up. So the more it went up, the more I would buy. And that's what a lot of people think, you know. I'm going to go, but it's always which side of the fractal are you getting in on. But instead of putting up a Williams fractal, which is 3 tops here, I'm getting on the inside bars. So when I see black, I'm already thinking, I got to put a buy stop. Trailing above, and this, right now I'd be running a sell stop below. So as that thing's going up, I'm getting underneath it because it's not going to go on forever, right? You're going to get divorced. You're going to go out, you know, start drinking. So it's just like brutal story. Everybody's all giddy because it went down, and next thing you know, now it's going to go up. So if you just trade this based on, I guess you're hedging your bet, especially on the dojis. Now here I want to put the buy stop in, or just let this fill, right? So I'm actually long this and long this, so I kind of hedge it out on this. See if I'm making any money. I guess that's all that matters, right? Okay, this technically I should be making money, right? Because I'm long this, and I'm kind of short this because what if? Okay, so the buying the hour is coming, and everybody's jumping on the long train, so I got to buy some at the market, I suppose. And then this one I'm going to get in on the psycho plunges. So this is my limit strategy for if the euro rallies, the Swiss should come back here to retest. And the pound could come back here. And I'm just going to get out there in Disneyland, right? And let those guys bake all day. Now, if I let those sit there for 8 hours, I could just leave. Because if that thing plummets, and these are our 20 pip handles in here, if that thing plummets, who cares, right? I mean, isn't that where you want to buy? Like, isn't everybody coming in down here to buy? Is that not if you're going to buy the dollar, where do you want to get in? Like, you want to get in at the bottom, the lows here. And that's probably a little bit outlandish to expect a third retest down there, but who knows? There's no news coming out today really going to drive it down there. But these I could see, you know, this could come down. We could come down here and revisit this whole thing down here at this previous top, right? So my buy is on the top of this big climax with a pullback, and you develop your first leverage point of getting this thing to start to roll over, right? So this would be like your manual moving average. You're just going to put all these like sticks in here. And now as it's starting to turn, you know, the first time you can draw this projection, which almost made that. But now if and here's the breakout, come back to the like I said, if it comes back down another 60 pips here, certainly it's like the best buy on the planet. Same thing on this. So everything looks like a great buy if it comes down about 80 pips. But that's just like blind shopping for currencies. And then, but when you go to this other strategy, you're really trading the breadth and the market, the way it's running. So, but they both make money, and you know you can do both. And well, right. So, I guess in the end, it doesn't matter how you do it. Of course, mechanical trading, I think, is less stressful, only because you have nobody to blame but yourself for not putting in, for over trading or putting tight stops. Same thing would be for the other style. You could still put in too many orders. You know, you're excited about a move, so you can see the move, and you're like, yeah, I've seen this a million times. Like even this British pound today, when this thing just started smacking down here, it was like, wow, you know, who isn't like really excited about that pattern showing up? So that was, you know, I mean, wow, that was a great trade, right?